Lotteria is a fast food hamburger chain that opened in 1972. It's a crazy story, and it starts about a half a decade before that. This is Shin Kyuk-ho. He started a company called the Lotte Company in 1967. He actually had been a businessman since he was 2 years out of high school. The Lotte Company was named after the character of Charlotte, Lotte, from the novel The Sorrows of Young Werther. This was a novel from 1774, and he loved this novel and loved the character of Charlotte. The Lotte Company became successful at first by selling chewing gum, like milkshake gum in flavors like chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. They also had spout gum, which splashes your mouth with freshness, and black, which is high technical and has excellent taste and flavor. They got this one, which is flavored like some kind of root vegetable. And they had a gum called No Time, which was advertised as a toothbrushing gum, because you have no time to brush your teeth. Look at the toothbrush logo. Comes with 7 gum chunks. Crunky! You ever want a piece of gum to freshen your breath after some coffee? Well, how about some coffee-flavored gum? But the big seller was their baseball gum, which came with baseball cards and hit the market at the perfect time in Japan. Now, the Lotte Company has expanded to include beverages, hotels, financial services, industrial chemicals, electronics, IT, construction, publishing, and entertainment. Then in 1972, they started a fast food restaurant called Lotteria, which was a combination of lot and cafeteria.
Lotteria のハンバーガーの美味しさ。第一のポイント。
U.S. fast food had just hit Japan with KFC opening in 1970.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
And McDonald's opening their first Japan stores in 1971. Lotteria's popular menu items include hamburgers, cheeseburgers, and teriyaki burgers.
この春お目見えテリヤキチキンバーガー。
ジューシーチキンと秘伝のソース、テリヤキチキンの極めつけ。
今年は春からテリヤキ三昧ロッテリア。
They also have French fries and fried chicken and chicken tenders, and they have a squid burger.
気分ウキウキロッテリア。美味しさいろいろボリュームたっぷり。バーガーとドリンクで夏休みウキウキプレゼント。美味しくってウキウキ当たってウキウキ。ハンバーガーならロッテリア。
In 1977, Lotteria created the very popular shrimp burger. This was so popular, it was ripped off by the Japanese McDonald's and by Moss Burger. Now, Moss Burger is the most popular fast food restaurant in all of Japan, and it also opened in 1972. Lotteria responded with their version of the McDLT called the Cool and Hot, as well as their version of the McRib, which they call the Rib Sand. Until 1988, they had a goat mascot, which was called Lottie the Goat. And he would kick his legs at the end of every commercial. It was kind of odd. I don't know why a goat would be the mascot for a fast food chain that doesn't serve goat burgers. They didn't serve goat burgers, right?
ハンバーガーも選ぶ時代です。良質ビーフ 100% の美味しさを。
Look at Lottie. Now, you have probably played the McDonald's Monopoly scratch-off game or maybe some other scratch-off game at a fast food restaurant. They all were predated in 1980 by the scratch-off game at Lotteria.
ロッテリアで何かが起きている。ラッキーファルコンを探せ。ドキドキのアドベンチャーカードフェア。
Lotteria opened their first drive-thru restaurant in Japan in 1983. The history of drive-thrus in the United States is a little murky because we had car hops before we had drive-thrus, so there was sort of like a period where it was a little of each, and so it's not exactly clear when the first drive-thru was, but McDonald's opened their first drive-thru in 1975, and they opened their first drive-thru in Japan in 1977. Today, Lotteria has 1,299 stores. They need just one more and they get 1,300. In addition to Japan, they're also in South Korea, Indonesia, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, and Myanmar. By the way, if you enjoy these videos, I hope you sign up on Patreon for just $3 a month. And that's a bargain. I send you a postcard in the mail every single month. If I'm traveling, you get a postcard from wherever I am. If not, I got a ton of super cool vintage postcards. Be like Michael and Jessica, be like Chris, be like Matthew, David Chapin, be like Cheese God, be like Awkward but Awesome, and sign up on Patreon. $3 a month gets you a postcard from me to you, from me to you. In 2023, the company sold all of their Japan locations to a company called Zensho Holdings. And that same year, Zensho created their own spin-off restaurant called Zetteria.
店舗が今日からゼッテリアとしてオープンしました。
の田町で愛されてきたロッテリアは
Now, it sounds like it's just a mashup of Zensho and Lotteria, but it's not. It's actually Zeppin, which is a Japanese term that means wonderful product, and Lotteria. Pushed together, you got Zetteria. Now, they have a menu called their Zeppin burgers, which are their very high-end crazy burgers. Big beef stripes, girls in Stetson, cows in buns. This looks like they just kept hitting the middle button on the autocomplete. I want to tell you more about Shin Kyuk-ho, who started Lotteria. In 1988, he was the 4th richest man in the entire world. When he was in his 90s, he was convicted of embezzling what amounted to about $110 million. But they said he's over 90 years old, he's in frail health, and we can't allow him to serve time. He died 2 years later at the age of 98. Lotteria. I very much love seeing these foreign commercials. Watch this one. It's interesting. It's so different, and their commercials are so in your face, like this.
Lotteria, 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 Lotteria.
I am a fan of looking at these fast food joints in other countries. I recently looked into Mr. Pizza, which is the biggest fast food chain in all of South Korea. They're very big. Their slogan is love for women. All of their commercials, they'll have women in them. The women will dance. The men will get them some fish and chop it up, put it on the pizza, and they'll say love for women. They also had a founder who was disgraced. He had to bow his head in sadness after well, you'll see. I'm going to put the video right up here. You can learn the whole story of Mr. Pizza. It's a wild ride. Otherwise, YouTube says that one's best for you. I got a second channel. Hope you check it out. I'll see you next time.